Koholo Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai. Koholo Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakwakwadosh. I want to give double honors and praises to the elders of Great Millstone, GMS, who rule and teach well, who we learn this truth from. And I also want to say shalom to the brothers, the Akim, who are pushing this 100% truth, the truth of Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai, to the four corners of the earth. And I want to say also a shalom to the few sincere sisters who are listening and learning in silence. So to everybody who I just mentioned now, I want to say shalom. Time is currently 5:33 p.m. Just got off work, and I want to do this part 9 of this, what is the milk series, faith during affliction. Okay, and this is part of the milk, okay, because which scripture is it? Yeah, so it's going to be in Sirach, right, where we read it. I'm just going to just briefly paraphrase it before actually reading it. It says, if thou come to serve the Lord, prepare thy soul for temptation. Okay, and I'm just going to take that part. We're going to read 1 through 5, but don't think because don't think because okay, you're an Israelite, that's how a lot of brothers were in the beginning. We learned that we were Israelites, and oh man, you were on that high off life for you could say, well, I don't know how long high on life brothers was, but and I don't remember for myself, but I'll just give a random number. Maybe you were hyped for like 2 weeks straight. Just wake up feeling good, go to bed feeling good. The world can fuck with you, like, what am I worried about? I'm an Israelite, You're just feeling good, and then the reality kicks in, which is, here we are in this thing, and it's a beautiful, beautiful thing to be in this, okay? And and the fact that you are, man, if you've even just listened to the first 2 minute 40 seconds of this video, okay, it's truly a blessing by Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai to come across somebody who's teaching the 100% truth of Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai, okay, because that means you were guided towards that. And it's even more of a blessing, and it's even more beautiful to not only hear it, but be in it. I'll say, okay, it's truly a blessing. But with that blessing, okay, it's going to come affliction. All right, so I'm not going to prolong the intro. But just to emphasize what I just said, it's a beautiful thing to be in this, okay? But don't think it's gonna be all rainbows and flowers and beautiful sceneries, right? It's gonna come with some hardship, okay? Some more than others. Yeah, some more than others, but and in the end, in the thick of it, right? In the final hour, it could come at a cost of your life, right? Some brothers are going to have their life taken away from them, so in the beginning, things are laughy, ha ha ha, all sweet, and at times they still are, but truthfully, when this, even now, right, as things are, quote unquote normal, some brothers are going through it, and ultimately, when we are at the final hour, brothers they are not maybe, some will certainly, and it could be myself, right? Some brothers will lose their life for this truth, okay? So this is a deadly serious, no pun intended, it's a deadly serious thing. But as we're gonna read here, okay, the trials, the persecution, the affliction, okay, I'm just gonna use the word affliction because it's right there on the screen. The affliction that we are going to endure now, it will not compare to the beauty, to the absolute reward that we're getting ready to inherit, okay, that we're getting ready to receive through Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai. Okay, so now I'm going to start, okay? I'm going to start KJV. The first one we're looking for is Sirach. If I can find it. Sirach. What's going on? Dang, give me 1 second. I might have to search it on Chrome. Sirach, chapter 2. Then we get 1 through 5. Okay, so it reads. Okay, and the header, duties toward God. It reads, my son, if you come forward to serve, to serve the Lord, prepare yourself for temptation. Let's just do KJV. Oh. Here you go. What? Oh, because I need to, the Apocrypha? Man, what's going on? Hold on. Okay, let's read it here, okay? Sirach chapter 2, verse 1 through, well, it says 6 here, but we'll go through 5, okay? And it reads, my son, if thou come to serve the Lord, prepare thy soul for temptation. Set thy heart aright and constantly endure, and make not haste in time of trouble. Cleave unto him, and depart not away, that thou mayest be increased at thy last end. Whatsoever is brought upon thee, take cheerfully, and be patient when thou art changed to a low estate. For gold is tried in the fire, and acceptable men in the furnace of adversity. Okay? Yeah, this is Yahweh speaking. He says, my son, if thou come to serve the Lord, prepare thy soul for temptation. Do not be fooled. If you which I was about to say the word, if you decide to serve the Lord, which you cannot decide. If you are of the elect, it is predetermined, predestined, right? So you really don't decide to ourselves. But just for the sake of English, right? I'll say, if you come and are willing to put down the world, right? Here we go. If you are willing to separate yourself from the world, and it says to cleave onto him, if you're prepared to cleave onto Yahweh, Yahweh Shai for all things, right? You know what that means, by the way. Let's just give an example. Let's say your work says, what's an example? This is a really loose example, okay? Don't take this word for word. Let's just say like, oh, hey, dude, you gotta shave off your beard. Or no, let's give it an even stupider one. Let's say, hey, we're all going out for pork hot dogs, and you have to come if you want to stay in this company. Some stupid shit like that, right? If you have to pick between the world or Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai, if you're prepared to rely on Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai through all things, rest assured that you will be met with temptation, right? With affliction, okay? And it says, whatsoever is brought unto thee, take cheerfully, and be patient when thou art changed to a low estate. Meaning, hey, you're going to, most likely, some brothers are going to take, you're just going to, just to put it in English, you're going to take L's, quote unquote, right? In life, right? You might lose things. You might, you get into this thing, a common one, right? That I hear brothers say a lot. You come into this thing, now you grow out your beard and your wife is like, oh, I don't like it. I don't like your beard. Or your girlfriend, you don't like your beard. Or your parents, always making gestures about, look at my son. You used to be so handsome. Now you look homeless. That's the one I get a lot personally, right? But, you're going to lose things in this life, right? Or, now you get into this thing, brothers say, hey, you can't have dreadlocks, right? Or you can't have long hair like a woman. And your girlfriend's like, oh, but I got with you because you had the long hair or whatever, right? See, I'm making this about women, but it doesn't have to be women. It could be your work. Your work says, hey, you need to get rid of that beard, dude, right? Or, hey, I need you to work Saturdays, when you should be, out there, prophesying, doing what you do. Or your girlfriend or wife of many years, or whoever you live with, they're like, huh, you stopped eating the seafood boils with us. What's up with you? Right? Or your company says, hey, mandatory Christmas party, come or else you get fired, or whatever, right? You're going to be met with things that come up, and there's going to be some things that you used to do in the world that you can't do anymore, right? And you'll lose things, right? And I'm just giving you such not rough, but such, like, there'll be 1,000 things, it's different for every brother, okay? But when things get taken away from you, or when I'll say it like this: when you suffer for Yahweh Shai, then you take these things cheerfully with a smile on your face, knowing that you made that sacrifice for Yahweh and Yahweh Shai, right? And you be patient, right, through your moment of being low, okay? And then verse 5 it says, gold is tried in fire, and acceptable men in the furnace of adversity. So rest assured, and by the way, right, if you're just not going through shit, like if your money's always up and you can get any girl you want, and I don't know, I'm not saying you gotta be sick, but if you're just not going through shit, hey, maybe, I don't know, man, reading the scriptures, I've heard brothers say, it's like, hey, maybe Yahweh Bahashem Yahshai isn't really even dealing with you, right? You're going to experience stuff, right? You're going to experience troubles, but you must remain faithful to Yahweh Bahashem Yahushai. That means you can't be like how we was in Egypt, tempting the Lord, like, oh, hey, if you're really God, you could drop money in my bank account right now and have me up. Or, dang, if you're really God, what the fuck would you make me, your prophet, sick? Don't say nothing like that. You take the hardship, what does it say? Cheerfully, and you be patient through that, because eventually, before I talk about eventually, the reason why is because we know, as we're reading the scriptures here in Sirach in chapter 5, the same way gold is tried in the fire is the same way Yahweh Bahashim, Yahweh Shai's acceptable men are tried in the furnace of adversity. Okay, and you know what? I know what adversity is. Just troubles throughout life. But just for brothers who don't know, let's search up what adversity is. Okay, a state of instance of serious continued difficulty, misfortune, or hardship. Brothers, however the fuck that looks like for you. Okay, this is how you are being tried. This is how you are being tested. Right? So when you go through these things, keep it in your mind. Right? This is something I do for myself too, bro. When I especially because another thing I heard from a brother say is if you're purposely let's say for example you drink and drive, then get pulled over, brother. That is not that is strictly Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushai punishing you, bro. Like that is not you being put through the furnace of adversity. That's you choosing to do fucked up things, and hey, now you got to pay the consequence, right? But let's say you're doing what you need to do, and somehow, some way you lose something, or somehow, some way your girl leaves you, or somehow, some way your money's tight, or somehow, some way you fall with an unexplainable sickness. But you're doing what you need to for Yahweh Bahashim Yahushai. Don't say, oh, why me, right? Oh no, poor old me. No, we're not on that spirit, okay? How you should take it is, honestly, I'm just going to tell you what I do, okay? Because I learned it from the other brothers. When something happens that I don't like, the first words that come out my mouth, genuinely, seriously, they are Tawada Yahweh Bashim. I just say thank you to Yahweh and Yahweh Shai. And then I just try to process or think on how I can, move on to solve it, or, just deal with it in general. But when something doesn't go your way, it's not time for the woe is me. I think that's what it's called, right? Woe is me. Woe is me. Meaning. Profound. Okay. Woe. Okay. So the term general sadness. Woe is me, a dramatic and often slightly humorous phrase used to complain about one's own distress. Don't complain about one's own distress. What? Low key, we kind of want that distress, right? Because it just said that acceptable men are tried in the furnace of adversity. Okay? I could really leave it there. Okay? So just to recap, right? If you're coming into this, brother, expect it. EXPECT, expect, meaning you should anticipate that this will come, right? However it looks like, financial, your family, the family, because me personally, I'll just say I'm young, but even then, like my family, I say my mom and dad, I mean, it wasn't easy with them, right? And just let me just not even talk about that, my personal too much, but brothers, it can come with persecution. In a way, it can come with financial struggle, family, different temptations. You might get it. The temptations is a crazy one, right? Let's talk about it, because some brothers, I don't know, right? Like some brothers, so you decide to get in this, and all of a sudden your old buddy comes back and he's like, yo, let's go hit the club, or yo, like I got a 6-pack of beer. I don't even know if maybe 6-pack is normal, but I don't know. However, pack of beer or vodka, whatever your vices may have been, right? Or no, I'm fucking just theory crafting, but maybe your plug gets released out of jail, all right? And you said, okay, I'm not gonna smoke, which you shouldn't, okay? Shouldn't smoke weed, right? But that's some brother's temptation, right? So your plug came back. He's like, yo, I'm having pounds. Yo, I'm selling. I'm doing deals. Half off. You're a good guy to me, right? And now your temptation is like, yo, I said I wouldn't do this for Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, but now it's so much easier. Yeah, that's them temptations, okay? And you should expect those temptations, but Now Yahweh Bahashim Yahushua is watching you. He's saying, hey, are you going to shave your fucking beard to make your wife happy? Or are you going to keep it because you know what you should do? Are you going to go back to that weed, that marijuana? Or are you going to do the right thing? Are you going to fucking eat that pork chop with your boss? Or are you, I'm laughing because it sounds ridiculous. But those temptations, man, they're personal to you, okay? Really, brothers don't go through all the same thing. Brothers go through different things, okay? So I can't tell you, see, and now I don't want you brothers to think the pork chop thing was ever my temptation, okay? It will not, that's something, but I even gave it up before I came in this, my little flex, right? But it's really not a flex. But some brothers, way before, they've given it up, so... Yeah, pork, whatever, never been my thing. Marijuana, not my temptation. Alcohol, not my temptation. Shit. What could my temptation be? It's different for brothers, right? And there is, trust me, okay? I'm not a super soldier. I'm not perfect, right? So, let's leave it there for that, okay? Let's leave it there for that. Let's do James chapter 1, verse 12. It reads, "Blessed is the man that endureth temptation, for when he is tried, he shall receive the crown of life, which the Lord hath promised to them that love him." Okay? And you just read it, right? Blessed is the man that endureth temptation. When these things come up to you, and listen, we all know, right? We all know when we're about to slip into that bad thing that you shouldn't do. But when you are able to endure, when you're able to decline it for Yahweh Bahashim Yahushai's sake, brother, that's a powerful thing, okay? And that's, that's a good sign that Yahweh Bahashim Yahushai is dealing with you. And eventually, you decline that thing long enough, or you decline enough of those temptations. What does it say? For when he is tried, he shall receive the crown of life. Okay, and that's salvation, right? And eventually, when Yahushua comes back, and your body is transformed, that's going to be immortality, and ultimately, that's the entrance to the kingdom, right? Jacob's kingdom, to where the Israelites will be perfect, right? The laws will be within us. If you can, it said, okay, take it as you read it. Blessed is the man that endureth temptation. Okay, so when you're going through affliction, right? When you're going through things, now I'm thinking about Lot. Okay, Lot. I'm thinking about Lot, and I'm also thinking about his wife was telling him, just curse God or whatever, and be over it with it, or I don't know what that woman said, right? But she said just curse God, or right? So when you're going through it, you might be even tempted to do that, right? But if you don't do that, then, or you might be tempted to, let me just let me just go back into the world just for this quick second, and I'll log back in tomorrow. No, right? If you are able to have faith during affliction, right? But when you go through the temptation, if you endure through it, it's already promised, okay, that Yahweh Bahashim Yahushai has set aside something far greater than that quick fucking hit, fix, whatever, that you're about to receive for doing, right, what you're being tempted to do, right, for just pleasing the flesh, right? And that's crazy. All these temptations, really, realistically, they all have to do with the flesh, right? Like, let's really think about it, right? If you're tempted to do something for more money, what are you doing the more money for? What are you doing that thing? What do you need more money for? You don't need a dime to serve Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushai. So what are you doing it for, right? You're doing it to please your flesh, right? So you know, in the end, are you going to choose your flesh or are you going to choose Yahweh Shemi Ashai? Are you going to choose your flesh or are you going to choose the spirit? Are you going to choose the inner man or the outer, the wicked flesh? What are you going to choose, right? Yep. That's good for James. That's good for James. Now we can do second Esdras, correct? Yes. Chapter 16, verse 70 to 74. I never read this. Let's see. Second Esdras, chapter 16, verse 70, and then we're going to 74. It reads, "For there shall be in every place and in the next cities a great insurrection upon those that fear the Lord. They shall be like madmen, sparing none, but still spoiling and destroying those that fear the Lord. For they shall waste and take away their goods and cast them out of their houses. Then shall they be known who are my chosen, and they shall be tried as the gold in the fire. Hear, O ye, my beloved, saith the Lord. Behold, the days of trouble are at hand, but I will deliver you from the same." Okay. Just off reading it, this is sounding like, without saying the word exactly, it sounds like not only now, but more precisely, it sounds like Jacob's trouble. Okay? And I mean, if I could just, and you brothers can do it too, you brothers can see it, but let's just use our imagination for what may happen, but also, what the scriptures is saying, right? It's saying that they shall be like madmen, sparing none, but still spoiling and destroying those that fear the Lord. And those that fear the Lord, that's his men, right? The acceptable men. Though, Lord willing, all of us, 144, the 144,000, the elect, but also the 1/3. But that's those who fear the Lord. Now, the madmen is literally everybody else around you that does not fear the Lord, right? And I mean, this is just sounding like, this is really sounding like, yeah, I could say Jacob's trouble, right? But you know what? When we're going through it, as you see here in verse 74, it says that I will deliver you from the same. That's Yahweh speaking, saying that he will deliver us from this, right? But these madmen, what are they doing? Sparing none, but still spoiling and destroying those that fear the Lord. In 72 it says, "For they shall waste and take away their goods and cast them out of their houses." Bro, read it how it is, right? I mean, some of us, let me say it like that, will be kicked out of our houses. Our goods will be taken away from us. We will lose our job because we fear the Lord. We'll be ridiculed because we fear the Lord. We'll be, teased, tempted, tried. However many words you want me to say, we will be going through adversity, right? Or we will be going through affliction. Well, I'll use, but I don't know where I read the word adversity, but it fits, right? We'll be going through hardships because we fear the Lord. But in the end, if we continue to have faith during this affliction, in 74 it says that, "Hear, O ye my beloved, saith the Lord. Behold, the days of trouble are at hand, but I will deliver you from the same." Let me just take a step back and just really put an emphasis on, so the chapter of the video is, what is the milk? Like reply, what is the milk? Is part 9, faith during affliction. the reason why this is important, the reason why, the main point you have to get is that a wicked ass time is coming on this earth. Specifically, it's coming to Babylon, but it's coming to the whole world. But the brunt of it, the you know, I was gonna say the master mode, right? Meaning like, if you play a game, there's an easy mode, medium mode, hard mode, then there's a master mode. The true hell mode, I'll even say, is coming to Babylon. And we know, okay, from part, is it 6? Yes. We know from part 6 that Babylon is America. Okay, so America is going to, we're getting into something called Jacob's trouble, which is going to be the worst time, a time that we have not experienced a worser. I know that's not English. Maybe it is. We haven't experienced a worst time ever. Okay, these times are about to get so bad that you'll be tempted to do things that you wouldn't even normally do. Right? I'm paraphrasing. I'm not even going to find it in the scriptures. It talks about women were going to eat their children. Okay, so if women are going to eat their children, some people might be tempted to eat other humans, or, sin is sin. So I was going to say not as bad, but it's not true, right? Sin is sin. Some people are going to be tempted to eat fucking squirrels or rabbit or pork and all these things I just mentioned. These things you shouldn't do, right? You shouldn't eat. I think you would know you shouldn't eat human, right? Let alone your own child. But that's what's coming. That's the times that are getting ready to come, right? Some might be tempted to kill for food. Some might be tempted. Man, the times that are coming. You see the way I'm stuttering, bro. It's because I can't even say it in English. I can't even begin to describe it for you, because there has been nothing like it, and Lord willing, there will be nothing like it ever again. Okay, this is it. The end of Esau, and the beginning of Jacob is about to get deadly. Okay, I hope with what I'm saying, I've put fear in your heart. Now, I'm going to give you the comfort, okay? And the comfort is that if you walk in Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai's steps, right? Meaning, listen to what the elders have to say. Listen to what brothers who also teach about Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai have to say. And pray, okay? Literally, hold on. If you fear the Lord, okay, and you know who your brother is, you know who your enemy is, and if you separate yourself from this world, and if you know these prophetical, prophetic teachings, right? Or one of the foundational. Okay, if you know the prophecies, okay, if you study, if you still keep the law through affliction, through temptation, if you sincerely repent, if you know who to pray onto, right? And if you have faith, if you know who you are going to get through it through faith, through Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. Okay? There will come a time, rest assured. Okay, it's called Jacob's trouble. Low-key, we're in it. But it's going to accelerate to points that humanity has never seen. Rest assured, it's coming. That's the fear I want to put in you. Now, the comfort, okay? The feeling of peace is that, if you do what you need to do, as far as Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai is concerned, everything I've read, okay, so far, 2nd Esdras, in 74 it says, "Hear, O ye my beloved, saith the Lord, behold the days of trouble are at hand, but I will deliver you from the same." Okay? In James, it ends off with, "For gold is tried in the fire, and acceptable men in the furnace of adversity." There's no hiding from it. You will be tried. And some of us will be tried unto death. Bro, let me just give you a gruesome, because my mind can go there, right? Imagine they're picking at your, hey, I'm going to give you a warning. okay? Before I say it. This is real life. I visualize these things, and yo, me personally, I just hope that I can do whatever it is that is pleasing unto Yahweh Bahashim Yahushai in my full capacity. I just prayed for that before I'm making this lesson, okay? But imagine this. Imagine your fingernails are getting pulled off. Imagine your toenails are getting pulled off. Imagine imagine they're burning your beard bit by bit. Imagine they're poking you with stuff, and they're saying say fuck, or yeah, I'm not even gonna say it, right? But imagine they're making you say something you don't want to say. Imagine they're making you eat something you don't want to eat. Imagine they're making you take that chip. If you can endure during the most gruesome, and some brothers, some brothers, during that time, while that is happening to maybe you or I, some brothers will be laughing like on a hill somewhere with bottles of wine, 2-3 women with their bros there just chilling, right? Throughout it, right? Because maybe they did their suffering already. It's not in their lot to suffer too much during Jacob's trouble, right? And then, hey, maybe some brothers are, kind of like travailing between downtown buildings, coming across things to help them along their way. It's going to be so different for everybody. But no matter how easy or hard, right, it is for you, whatever your temptation is, whatever your affliction is, you must have faith that Yahweh Bahashim Yahushai is going to pull through for you. Now, brothers, that's the point. That's the point. That's what I wanted to say. What I wanted to say is you have to have it for yourself, because no one can save you, right? I can't save you. The other bro can't save you. You have to, only Yahweh Shai can save you. Now, how he does it, it could be through a brother. It could be through a fucking heathen even. You know what I mean? That same guy who the night before he was picking at, maybe he only took your pinky and your ring finger. And then he did that, and he saw you going through that pain. He's like, and then maybe Yahweh Bahashim Yahushua just put a thought or put a vision, something through his head, and then okay, he's like, all right, he's done for the day. Then the next day, he bandages you up. He's like, all right, get the fuck out of here, right? And now you dip, and then maybe it just took 2 of those fingernails, and Yahweh Bahashim Yahushua just wanted to see, what is he gonna do? Is he gonna curse me? Is he gonna say, oh, fuck it, give me the microchip? You know what I mean? Yo, this is just my tiny fucking brain, and it's what I can see, right? As far as the affliction, right? Because, fuck, then we could take it to modern times. We could take it to like what's happening currently. Fuck, if you lose your job, are you gonna go back to selling drugs or whatever? I'm brothers, most of the brothers who were in this probably didn't do that. But like, are you gonna start sinning to make money, or are you gonna pray and be patient and continue to pray to Yahweh Bahashim Yahushai and let him, find some for you, right? Although you there's action to it too. You pray to Yahweh Bahashim Yahushai, then you get to work, right? Don't just sit around. Go out there and and have faith too. You have to believe that Yahweh Bahashim Yahushai is gonna do it for you. I think that's some brothers' weakness, but not even to. I don't mean to brag. I don't mean to be up on anybody, but I feel like I have that, me personally, and the reason why I feel like I do is because I even every day I pray, I even ask for more of that confidence in Yahweh Bahashim Yahushai, right? So. And low key, it sounds weird, but sometimes I even, no, it doesn't sound weird, because I literally heard it from another brother. Some brothers do this. They ask for more trials, right? They ask to be because if you want more of the Ruach Kodesh, then you have to go through more hardship, right? Then you will go through more hardship, right? If you want, I'll say this, if you want, just in plain English, right? if you want a bigger reward, then you probably have to go through a bigger trial. Does that make sense? We'll leave it like that. I know that made sense. We'll leave it like that, okay? Now we go to Romans. Chapter 8 and 18. Romans chapter 8, verse 18, and it reads, "For I reckon that the sufferings of this present time are not worthy to be compared with the glory which shall be revealed in us." And you'll only really know, you'll only 100% know that this, what is saying in the Bible, is true until we live it. But with the faith in Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushai, it makes believing in that much easier. Okay? Because if you're wishy-washy, you're like, I mean, like, I see what's going on with like, I hear what the Hebrew Israelites is talking about, I hear what GMS is talking about, but like, I don't believe that I have to suffer if my God's with me. You know, if you say some bullshit like that, you might fall out, right? So you must believe in the words of the scripture. We just read 3 that it confirms you will go through bullshit. And then here in this 4th one in Romans, it says that the sufferings of this present time are not worthy to be compared with the glory which shall be revealed in the US. That means the labor, the work we're putting in now, that means the suffering that we're putting in now will not compare to how beautiful, how great the kingdom will be. And I just wanted to say, right? I can imagine the darkness that's to come. And even then, my tiny brain, it could be much worse. But I can also imagine if my same brain can imagine the greatness, if I can imagine the things that I want to do in the kingdom, then imagine how much even better the kingdom is going to be. And it'll be like what I want, but to the trillion gajillionth degree better. And it will never end. So it'll just continue to get better and better and better. Brothers, you just have to believe it though, right? You just have to believe it. You just have to have faith. You just have to have faith that the shit we're going through, right? And it even says, the stuff we're going through, take it with a smile. Be thankful to Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushai. He's even dealing with you on a level to even give you that adversity, whatever the fuck it is, to give you that trial. And also, you pray to Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushai that you pass it, you endure through it. Right? So that in the end, how many scriptures do we have to read where it says we'll be rewarded? Right? And that reward, we just read it here, it says it's not worthy to be compared with the glory which shall be revealed in us. Meaning it's not worthy to be compared to the reward we will receive in the kingdom. But also, I could feel myself like getting hyped throughout this one, okay? So, and also maybe like as if I'm not judging, but how do I say, like kind of like down talking you for not believing the way I believe, which, I'm not, okay? But not only am I hyped, yeah, I'll say it, I'm hyped. I say, I asked Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushai to protect me during these times and the wicked times to come, right? Because I have full certainty that those wicked times, right? That peak of that Jacob's trouble, it is coming, rest assured. But I also know that what's coming after it is going to be all worth it in the end, right? So as I am now, I still, I could pray to Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushai, hey, Baba Kasha, give me more wisdom, knowledge, bring me closer to you, however that is, right? And I know in my mind that if you ask for those things, that means troubles are coming to you, right? Spiritual troubles and troubles in the flesh. They're coming, right? But how you go about it is going to determine what comes out from it, okay? How you react to, again, this is just a basic one. How you react to your wife telling you to cut your beard, right? Or any fucking woman, right? How you react to anyone you're dealing with telling you, hey, you got to cut your beard to be with me, Miss Princess, right? However you react to that, are you more concerned about your flesh? Or are you more concerned about, where it says in the scriptures that you shouldn't mar the corners of thy beard, or however it says it, basically in English, you don't shave your beard, right? What are you going to do? That's just a simple example. Now, a more extreme one, what are you going to do when, what are you going to do? Let's say, for example, ICE rounds you up, and they say, hey, denounce Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushua, we let you go. It's that easy. Do it. What are you going to do? Or if they say, okay, we'll let you go, but you just got to take this chip, man. We'll let you go out of the prison camp, whatever, but you just got to take this chip and you be good. What are you going to do? You must have faith during affliction. Did I search up what affliction means for you brothers? Affliction is a state of severe pain, distress, or hardship, often caused by a physical illness, mental suffering, or unfortunate circumstance. Whatever this looks like for you, you have to have faith that Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushua is with you through it, and He will get you through it. How many? It's three scriptures. The first three I read, that says, and in the end of what I read, it says that Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushua, He'll be with us. He'll deliver you from those, okay? You have to have faith that it'll happen, though. Okay? That's it. That's where I'll leave it. Okay? That's where I'm going to leave part 9. That's the milk, okay? This, rest assured, you're going to be met with affliction, and you must endure through it. You must have faith in Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushua through it, okay? Kol Hala Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushua B'Hashem Rakwa Kodash. I want to give double honors and praises to the elders of Great Millstone who rule and teach well. I want to say shalom to the brothers who have taken this same knowledge of Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushua and have spread it far and wide to the four corners of the earth. And I want to say shalom to the sincere sisters who are listening and learning in silence. So to everybody who I just mentioned, I want to say shalom. Last video is going to be fear of the Lord. At least not last video. It could just be part 10. I might go 10 more. Who knows if, maybe I'll search up, like, give me some other things that is milk. I'll ask chat, or even, I might come across and think about what could be considered the milk. But yeah, I also got to say tawada to that brother in Montreal, because I was able to get out of a whole series. Lord willing, I'll end it off with number 10, or maybe I'll continue. Who knows? However the Lord wills it. But yeah, I'm appreciative that I was able to reply to that video with something in Abarataza. Lord willing, this has been edifying. Okay, these, I just hope that if anybody who is new and comes into this, or even if brothers want to refresh or something, right, then I hope that this has been edifying. Okay, so Kol Halo Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushua. All right, shalom, and on to the next.